Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Just Bernard Show. I am so happy to be here. It's been a couple weeks. As you all know, I have had construction upstairs, which has kind of made it impossible for me to have any quiet time here where I do my work. So I thought I'd do us both a favor and not have you listen to all the banging and the racket that was going on. But in the meantime, I was able to do exactly what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about self care versus self indulgence. And I've done a little bit of both. But so I'm happy to be here because of the fact that I do want to check in with everybody, see how everybody has been doing during this crazy time. And I wanted to know some of the things that you have been doing to kind of get by without making yourself go crazy, or what are some of the things that are making you go crazy, or what are the things that are you doing um, to, well, make the time go by. I know myself, I've been watching, well, actually, I take that back. I have one day a week that I get to be a couch potato and watch stuff all day long. But other than that, I have been lucky enough to stay very busy with my work and all these projects that I do through social media, through my website, teaching classes, as well as with grade school and some of the other projects that I work on. I work from home. So most of the time I've been working. And I'm wondering what everybody else has been doing to keep things, keep balance.
Live from the heart of the Blue Ridge, Roanoke, Virginia. It's the Just Bernard Show with host Bernard Alvarez. Join Bernard as he shares topics that reveal the real matrix and empower your human experience, including world liberty, the esoteric, suppressed technologies, spiritual ascension, and human consciousness. Humanity has awakened, and our time has come to realize our full potential. And now, live from the Star City, your host, Bernard Alvarez.
So let's talk about this idea of self care. We know that I've been seeing it, I should say, and let me put my little disclaimer out immediately that everything I'm going to be talking about today is my experience, what I've been seeing, what I've been hearing, as well as what I do for self care and self indulgence, and how I'm able to tell the difference for myself. Everyone has their own way of dealing things, and what's right for one person may not be right for another. So let's put that out there right away. One of the profound moments I had the other day, it was about a week ago or so, I posted I don't know if it was a video or meme or something, that someone was talking about how this idea that we're all on the same boat right now is nonsense, that we're in the same storm, but we may not all be on the same boat. We may be living in different areas of the world that perhaps their utilities might not be available, or internet might not be available, or you're dealing with conflict within your society, as well as people even within the United States and Western, quote unquote, Western countries. Um, Even those that live within westernized countries, our income might be different, our lack of resources or greater than enough resources is going to be different for everybody. So let's put that out there right away and come to the realization that, yeah, this is the same storm that we're on, but it may not be the same boat that we're on. We're all on our own boat. I'm lucky enough right now. I don't know if it's lucky, but the person that was living with me uh, prior to all of this decided to go to their family during the lockdown and the pandemic and whatnot. So right now I am living alone. So no one's really getting on my nerves. I don't have children running around. I don't have parents. I don't have cousins or grandparents or whatever living with me. My cats have been a little bit needier than usual, but I can say that I don't have the distraction of having a lot of people in my life. I mean, in my house every day, day in and day out. So my situation is definitely going to be different than some of you. So let's talk about self care and self indulgence. We even prior to all of this craziness, we've been seeing a lot of the term self care going around to the point where it's become trendy to self care. And I say that sarcastically because it's not self care in the way that I've seen it defined in some way. You know, self pampering, going to the spa for a day. That again is for someone on a different boat. That they have the money to go to the spa for the day. Not all of us, like myself, have the income and or expendable income to go treat ourselves to the spa. That's self indulgence. So let's bring it down to the nitty gritty and the day to day life that we all are living in right now. Some of the things that I feel are really important when it comes to self care right now, and I've talked about this for years and years and years, that it's important for us to have me time. And me time can be different for everyone, especially though if you do have children, if you do have a family or a large family staying with you at this time. It's important for you to be able to get away, whether it be for 30 minutes. I would say would be a safe thing. 30 minutes a day to go out in the backyard by yourself and read a book or listen to a meditation or something that gives you the ability to, without getting too esoteric, to alter your state of consciousness of what you've been in. I know at this point, we've all feel like we might be in a rut. We've run out of things to do. We've run out of things to keep us occupied, and we're getting bored, and we're starting to get crazy, and we're getting cabin fever. With the idea that this world is different now. The world is different now. So we have an opportunity now to reset how we take care of ourselves, how we take care of our families, and how do we feed our spirits, how do we feed our minds, and how should we say, how do we share the best that we have to offer with our friends, our family, our community, and the world at large. So this is kind of a reset button, and this reset button gives us the chance to take advantage of new self-care habits. So with that, I'll go back to saying, if you do have a large family, if you are living with, a lot of people in your home, no matter where you live, give yourself permission to get away for 30 minutes by yourself. Walk around the block, go outside, sit under a tree, or if you live in an apartment, go out on the balcony, go up to the roof if you don't have a balcony, but get out of the house for 30 minutes by yourself, not, running around out in the middle of the street or whatnot, but get out. Give yourself 30 minutes. Lock yourself in a closet if you need to. I actually had a client that I used to work with a few years back that the same thing. She had, children tugging at her apron strings all the time. She had to work 9 to 5. She came home, took care of her kids, and she had literally set up a little, how shall we say, a little sanctuary area in a large closet with a chair and a reading light, and would literally lock herself in a closet. And I know that's extreme, but it's a great example of, if you can be resourceful, you can have me time. And me time to me is one of the most important things for us to be able to decompress. So remember, where I'm coming from and where I'm being inspired to speak to you from is not only taking care of your body, but also your mind and your spirit. So I kind of got a little bit ahead of myself. So let's go back a little bit and talk about body. So yeah, we're stuck in the house a lot. Yes, there's really not much to do. Exercise, the gyms are closed. Unless you have a treadmill or something in your home, you're not going to be able to move your body as much. As someone who works from home all the time, I have learned that it is important for me to move. I'm sitting at my desk up to 12 hours a day sometimes, but within that 12-hour period, every 2 hours, I make sure to stand up, stretch a little bit, walk outside, walk around my yard, walk out on the porch, and just move your body. The same thing can be done during this time. Don't be too idle. Remember, it's important for us to keep up our physical health and our physical well-being as well. With body, this is a time where people might be slacking. They're like, ah, screw it, I'm gonna eat that box of little Debbie's, or whatnot. um as a rule of thumb for me, even after this all started, I gave myself strict self-discipline guidelines, because I was seeing my friends ordering in all the time, ordering pizza every day, etc., etc. And I made it clear, I made an agreement with my body and my mind that I would continue to take care of myself. And for me, in eating, that is to maintain a healthy diet Monday through Friday, actually half of Saturday. My off time is usually Saturday afternoon until Monday morning. So from Saturday afternoon till Monday morning, anything goes. Yeah, I'll eat chocolate cake, I'll order pizza, I'll drink beer, whatever it might be. But from Monday through half of Saturday, I make sure that I stick to my healthy diet, whether it be fruits and vegetables, whether it be low calorie foods, whatever it is. But it's about self discipline. And this is a wonderful time to develop those self discipline habits. We're not so distracted. We're not so busy running around trying to do errands. We're not so busy running, working, running from meeting to meeting, or running to work and being stuck in that place for 8 hours or whatever it may be. This is our opportunity to develop new self discipline habits. So that's with body. Be good to yourself. Develop that self discipline and make sure that you are self caring for your body. Same thing can be said for mind. Yes, there's nothing to do. So give yourself a budget of, Netflix time, Hulu time, social media time. Let me tell you something about social media, in the sense that I used to give myself about 4 hours a day on social media. And what I mean by that is, 2 hours in the morning with my coffee, I'd play a few Facebook games, I'd chat with everybody on Facebook or whatnot, and scroll through and read. And then maybe a couple hours at night before I go to bed, I would scroll through and, catch up on messages and whatnot. That's not the case anymore. There is so much nonsense happening, in my personal opinion, with this particular situation that we're all in social media, that while it looked like everybody was starting to be a little bit nicer at first, now we're seeing more and more, how shall we say, well, I'll just say conspiracies. I mean, really far out stuff. Today I saw a video of a woman from Jacksonville, Florida, saying that it was the Mexicans in Miami who drank Corona beer that started spreading coronavirus through Florida. And, in Virginia, we have a saying, bless her heart. And that's the first thing I thought, was like, bless her heart. Jesus Christ. Really, this woman doesn't realize that Miami's full of Caribbean Hispanic people, not, yes, of course, there's Mexicans, but if you live in Florida, you would know Miami's usually mostly Cuban. But just these outrageous theories, and the vaccine is going to have a chip in it, and all of these crazy, crazy things. Be good to yourself. You don't need to read it. You don't need to go down that rabbit hole. Yes, be informed. It's important to stay informed. It's important to know what's going on. I'm not one to trust corporate news. I'm always talking about how I don't trust anything where there's a lot of money involved. So yeah, I try to go directly to a particular website or whatnot, and not just something that's being read off of a script. I do my own research. So anyway, the whole idea is social media can be a little bit hair raising at this time. So give yourself a break if you need to. The most important thing is to care for our spirit at this time. As I said, this is an opportunity for humanity to demonstrate the best that we can be. Let us cultivate that which we want to see in the world at this time. Uh, for many of us around the world, the lockdowns are going to start loosening up. Here in Virginia, we are opening up in just a few days. Phase one is going to be opening up in just a few days. And what we're faced with at this time is the choice of continue the old habits, whether they be socially, politically, interactively, individually, community, family. We can continue the same thing, or we can take this opportunity to begin to demonstrate a better way. I myself have found that for me, I feel that it's important for me to be even more vocal about consciousness. For me, my, we, I'm kind of running around in circles here. I'm trying to think. My spirit and my mouth are not working together right now. So let me just say, in a nutshell, that how we have New Year's resolutions. Well, now we have an opportunity to have new society resolutions. What will be your new society resolution? And begin to work on that. Begin to strengthen that, and that does include better self care in the sense of your spirit. Meditate more, please meditate more. If now nobody has an excuse to say they don't have time to meditate. If you don't know how to meditate, I literally have 100 videos that will show you. And there are thousands and thousands out there. Meditation is merely quieting the mind and focusing on your breath, relaxing, getting out of your headspace. Uh, that's a simplified version, but all in all, it is how we demonstrate compassion to those within our home, within our family, within our lives. This is that opportunity to really embrace that. And one of the things that no one's talked about in reference to this whole pandemic situation is the denial of it. And I'm not talking about the crazy conspiracy stuff, denying that it exists or denying that it's happening, et cetera, et cetera. The denial that it's happening to us. Great example is at the beginning of this, I myself, when I first heard about, the possible lockdowns and the idea that this virus might have been spreading around the world, it was the week of the local Roanoke St. Patty's Day festival, and I was going to go to that festival. I was going to be in the parade. I was supposed to be in one of the floats or whatever, the marchers and the parade, and I was going, no matter what, I was going, and then they canceled the parade. But even then, I was like, you know what? I'm going to the street festival. This might be the last time that we're going to have an event like this, and I did. And actually, I'm very grateful I did. Yes, we kind of made sure that nobody shook hands, and we made sure nobody shared a drink with each other, and we kind of stayed away from hugs and stuff like that. But the point is that I was in denial that things were changing and that this was actually changing. And there are a lot of people at this time that are still in denial of the fact that the world has changed. It's changed, whether or not these phased, opening up of our communities happen or not. It'll never be the same. It will never be the same. I'm not going to get into how much of it is intentional or how much of it, but the thing is, we're not going to be the same. Individually speaking, we're not going to be the same. So this is a great opportunity to tap into that spirit, tap into our self-care of what we need as individuals, of what we need as human beings. I didn't get too much into self-indulgence, and I guess I started going off on tangents and I'm running out of time, but so let me talk a little bit for just a moment about self-indulgence. Self-indulgence is not a bad thing in moderation. Um, Too many people I know have started drinking too much, eating too much pizza, partying too much, whatever it may be, whether it be just to pass the time or whatnot. But let's clarify what self-indulgence is in a healthy way versus an unhealthy way. Self-indulgence, when it starts affecting your health, your body health, your mental health, or your spiritual health, is not a good version of self-indulgence. Yes, yeah, once a month, once a week, whatever. That's completely different. But when it starts affecting your finances, when it starts affecting your family, we all know this. But at this point, we need to be reminded of it that self-indulgence is acceptable to an extent until it starts affecting you negatively. If you're gaining weight from too much pizza and too much beer, it might not be in your best interest right now. That's not self care, that's self indulgence. If you're feeling guilty because you're shopping too much on Amazon because you have nothing better to do, it's affecting your finances. That's not self indulgence, that's destructive behavior. So, actually, it is self indulgence, but a destructive version of that. So, there's a fine line between self indulgence and self care. For me, like I said, on Saturday evening through Sunday afternoon, I eat what I want, I drink what I want. Saturday nights, I'll usually do a couple of shots of vodka, drink a couple beers. I'm not going to I'm not going to worry about my self discipline for a few hours a week. And I need it for me. I'm not going to say I need that. Actually, we all need it. We all need self care. For me, that's self care. That's me getting out of my head, not working 12 hours a day, not worrying about what I need to do next, and just enjoying myself and having fun. The same thing could be said with watching a movie, ordering, a Google movie or something like that. That's all great on occasion. Again, everything in moderation and in balance. Let's be more aware of the difference between self care, self indulgence, and self destructive behavior. Let's be aware that self care is not only within body, it's also within the mind, it's also within the spirit. And let's be aware that society is in a cocoon right now. This is our opportunity to blossom into something really amazing. So use this opportunity to take care of yourself, take care of your family, and everybody moving forward. All right, well, I'm going to wrap things up. I'm very happy to say I will be back next week. The construction is over. Let me also announce that I know a lot of people have been asking me when is this going to come out. The online automated version of my Knowing the Tarot Master course is going to be, well, registration is going to come out this weekend, and the course will be available on, I believe it's Saturday the 23rd. The course is about, well, it is the recording of the afternoon workshop that I did, and what I've done is I've broken it up into 6 classes. There is a video section as well as a quiz section. It can be done one class a day. Preferably, it should be done all at once. But when someone purchases it, they're going to have the ability to watch it, rewatch it as many times as they want for 90 days. But again, it's at your leisure. A lot of people were complaining they couldn't make it the day that I was doing the actual master class live. So now is your opportunity to be able to take it. If you're interested in the tarot, I think you're going to really, really love this class. Anyway, I will send out some more info on that in the next few days. And I'm in the process of booking the next few guests. So we do have some very interesting, wonderful guests coming on to teach us a little bit about the world, teach us a little bit about spirit and ourselves coming, well, I should probably say in the end of April or June. Anyway, Have a wonderful week, everybody. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you next week. I love you. Bye bye.